Hey there. So, where are we? We're at the end of week 11. Yes, week 11 here at Freedom Makers. And of course, it's been another exciting week here. There's a never ending set of things that happen as we go through the week. This week we had a return of the squirrel adventure. I had gone over to the side of the house to hook up my new hose, and I heard a shuffle, 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 and then I get met by a little squirrel face. And it was the same squirrel that had climbed the tree the day that we had the big squirrel episode where the nest fell out of the soffit. And so the little squirrel was very calm and just sat and looked at me, put its little paws on the little ledge where it was sitting, and just sat there and hung out and looked with me. And it was just so great. It was so great to see it. I'm very tempted to reach out and touch it, but I did not. I figured Mom would come back and lasso the wild child back in at some point in time. So that happened. Let's see what else happened. We had a lot of action here this weekend. I got the fountain back together. The fountain was living over in the garden area, but I want it up here by my oak trees where I'm going to plant a bunch of native wildflowers. So I got that put back together, and I have a new fountain. The old solar fountain had corroded, so I got a new solar fountain for that will be arriving tomorrow, and then there will be the sound of splashing water in front of us. So that got handled. What else happened this week? I got a new blueberry bush in, which is very exciting. So now in the world of fruit, I have a blueberry, a fig, a mulberry, 2 dwarf Cavendish banana trees, and 2 ice cream banana trees. And then I discovered that the old ice cream banana tree over in the garden area, oh my God, after that first freeze, it literally looked like it had turned to mush. It just melted down and morphed into this kind of stick that looked wet and mushy. It's come back. It has a full leaf, and it has a new leaf coming up at this point in time. So, who would have known? So I have I have that banana tree. Now there's a couple more trees still arriving the first part of April. I have a couple persimmons and a blackberry tree. But everything is sitting here on the deck still waiting for me to plant it. So why didn't you plant it this week, Kim? Because you said you were going to get to that. Well, that's because today I woke up and decided I could not stand to have the trench. It's actually the trench that was dug for the septic system. I could not stand to have it half filled in anymore. So I started out around 9:30 this morning and literally was shoveling dirt into the trench until around 1 o'clock. And then I came back again for a couple hours in the afternoon. But it is filled in. Bam. All my little mountains of dirt are gone. It's all smoothed out. I stamped it down. Even danced a little bit while I was stamping it down because, well, I just had to. There's another short video out here if you really care to see if you want to see me work for a change, because you might only get to hear me talk and wonder if I ever actually do work. So if you want to actually see me work, then that is all possible by checking out that short. So that was the main thing that I accomplished today, other than getting the greenhouse back together. Because if you were here let's see, actually, it was last week when the big winds came through, a big thunderstorm and winds came through, and the greenhouse had liftoff. All the connectors came apart. The plants went flying everywhere. But I have now taken and weighed it down. I've retied it. I have weighed it down with a bunch of the rocks, the gravel that I dislike so much. I put them to use. I filled up bags with those rocks, and I've got the floor all weighted down, and I got myself some metal and plastic cement, and I cemented all of the connectors, the metal rods and the little plastic connectors back together. So I now have the greenhouse back together, cleaned out again, and the plants that were thriving pretty well in there, the avocados, the pineapples, the Spanish limes, and then I have a little bag. I have a bag with some Swiss chard and some oregano, Mexican mint, basil. So I have that sitting in there. You know, we'll see what happens. I don't think it'll make it through hurricane season, but at least it will keep things up there for now until I can get everything in the ground, is what I'm hoping. Now, crazy Gracie is going crazy. So, Crazy Gracie got out this week. You know, it's Freedom Acres, remember? Everybody wants to be free. Gracie was, I thought, tied here on the deck. And Gracie somehow managed to escape. I was talking to a client and working, and suddenly I looked around, there was no Gracie. Gracie managed to wander all the way down toward the main gate that we come in and out of, which, just for your reference, is kind of like six house lot lengths from here, from where the deck is. So she wandered all the way down, took a left turn outside of the gate. I was panicked. I went running. I got to the west side has the like a limestone dirt, like sand road, and I am turning every which way and heading down that road, calling her, of course. And there was a moving truck on the north side, and a guy hops out of the truck and goes, "Is that your dog?" And then he very gently went over and picked her up. She was getting ready to cross the asphalt road. Indeed. So he very gently picked her up and brought her over to me. And we had a little conversation all the way back to the deck. She's been very feisty this week in more ways than one, but that was one of her feisty moves. So now I know that she has to be like double chained down here on the deck, and that I cannot, even though she's double chained down, I cannot take my eye off of her. So I will have her in that chair and have her double chained down, because yeah, this little creature would just be a treat for any other larger creature that she might run into. So that was the Gracie story for the week. We also had spring equinox this week, and there's another short out here where I went hunting for signs of spring and found some beautiful little yellow flowers, and I just wanted to wish you guys happy spring equinox. we are now full-fledged on our way there, and I know some of you are still experiencing cold, and some of you are even experiencing snow. I have clients all over the world, so I get to talk to people in a lot of different climates all the time, but even here in the United States, I know that it may not feel like spring to you yet, but spring is coming. I promise it's coming. And so it was just an eventful week all the way around. And next week, are we planting? Maybe, maybe not. We'll see what happens between now and then. I did kind of organize everything over by the raised beds, and I'm also really ready now to start putting the native wildflowers down here in the front area. And now that I've got the trench filled in, there's really nothing else to keep me from digging up rocks and getting things moving. So we'll be here next week. I hope you get to come back next week. I thank you for being here this week. I have no idea why anybody would follow me, but I'm very grateful that you do. And Gracie and I, Gracie, you ready? Yep, that's right, that's right. Gracie and I, we send you love for yourself and your life. And of course we send you freedom, because, well, it's all in the name, right? And we send you peace. I keep remembering that peace is just like love and just like freedom. They're all inside jobs. And I think that one of the things we're being called for is to find our ways of being that would serve us. So I hope those three serve you, and Gracie and I are sending them all to you, just absolutely wanting you to be able to receive it. And we will see you next week, me and the feisty child. Okay, soon. Bye.